The Brazilian, signed from Real Madrid, adds title-winning pedigree.
I think I'm coming to, for many, or in my opinion, the biggest club in England. I'm so excited and can't wait to get started. We want to win games, we want to win titles, but we know that we've got a lot of work to do.
He could feature away to Southampton. Like their visitors, Saints secured their first win of the season last time out against Leicester.
Ward-Prowse delivers, and it goes! Shea Adams again! Southampton have turned it right around!
Sonny smiles, but next up a team they haven't beaten in 12 league meetings, and United are finding their focus.
They are definitely on a good way, and I see the clear identity, what they want to do. And after all the problems they had in the pre-season, I think it's important for them now, this win, and they will come with a lot of self-confidence.
It could be stormy for Southampton. They'll need to be fired up and forceful. Saints have conceded more Premier League goals against Manchester United than they have against any other opponent.
He knows all the details, he knows all the numbers. In that case, he'll have seen how Man United have started the season under Erik ten Hag and how they want to play, Owen. We've seen that he wants to play out from the back. And both Brighton and Brentford have exploited that in the first two games.
Yeah, well, I think they've been waiting. There is. Just run that on, Matt. You know, with Darlow kind of... Look, he doesn't even look, Matt. He doesn't even look at... Look, he doesn't even look, Matt. He doesn't even look at Sancho there.
I think it's a simple pass, don't you?
Matt, it's the easiest ball ever. That ball's just got to get in there. He doesn't look. And the problem is that goes back, you know. So the problem is then basically you're just inviting the press.
Well, now you've invited the press. Now you've invited the press. And David De Gea, maybe not the best goalkeeper in the Premier League, ball at feet.
Well, he's definitely not. But the problem is, if you were David De Gea, who are you going to pass the ball to? Nope. That's really the only one. Luke Shaw on the other side. So
I think what's really interesting is the top teams, and we've watched it with Liverpool and Man City. They do play out from the back.
Yeah.
Absolutely, they want to play out from the back. But they also are happy to go long. They're happy to bypass the press, aren't they?
Definitely. But the point is, you know, if you look at Man City and the way that they play, you know, that would be Rodri in there. Look at Fred. You can't do anything with that ball. You just got to set it back.
Body shape. He's coming to it.
Look at Scott McTominay.
Not knowing what's behind him.
They're not ready to receive the ball, Matt. You know, if you think about it'd be Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, receive the ball, Matt. You know, if you think about it'd be Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, they're not ready. And that's why we're not seeing the fluidity that we see from some of those other
Pressure
teams.
on the goalkeeper, he ends up kicking it out of play. That was against Brighton, first game of the season. This is against Brentford. So Brentford have watched Man United. Again, what about the setup?
Hate it.
Hate everything. Like it. Again, what about the setup?
Hate it. Hate everything about it. No, I don't like it. These boys want to try and play out. But again, this is your defensive midfield player. Yeah? So obviously, that's Eriksen. They want to get Eriksen on the ball. But the point is, if there's a turnover of possession, Matt.
Man City, and I've seen Ederson do it loads. He's done it This is 3v3 at the top end of the pitch. It's 3v3. Man United got 3 players there. If they just drop in, David De Gea can just drop that into his front players. There's no one better than Ronaldo at winning the ball in the air.
And Matt, and the point is, these guys should be in there. They should be in there. And he should be in there. And then these guys can pick the ball up in these little pockets of space. But really, these guys being this deep takes away the ball getting into them. Problem is, what happens? They play short. And they're inviting the pressure. And Harry doesn't really deal with it very well. And all that does is invite a little bit of pressure.
It's an early warning. It's an early warning, wasn't it? Again, into the Christian Eriksen. This time Brentford are right on top of him. And it ends up in the back of their own net.
The problem is, if you're trying to play out, Erik ten Hag wants these guys to play out, fine. But the problem is, if the turnover of possession's there, the defence is not in shape, Fred's out of position, Scott McTominay's out of position, and that's why we're seeing United making a lot of mistakes.
Is that how they're going to play?
I don't think a manager's going to change his philosophy. I think he'll want to stick with it. The problem is, you showed with that graphic, the best pressing team, if they do that, they could struggle. If they make a mistake early like they did against Brighton and Brentford, then the boys' confidence will go down, the stadium will get a little bit negative.
It was a huge shock, and I know we were saying that form goes out the window in all these games, but for Man United to perform like that, and actually, Liverpool just didn't look up to it, did they?
You know, Milner's still sliding. He's still sliding.
And Van Dijk's still standing.
Van Dijk's still posing.
He's committed. I mean, look, I'm not gonna deflect away from the fact that I'm a disappointed Liverpool fan, but if I'm a Manchester United fan, I would really be questioning why how have we got ourselves into a position where us beating Liverpool is such a shock? It should not be like that.
I like the way you try to deflect it away from Liverpool. I love that.
I put the disclaimer in there.
You're professional.
I'm not trying to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway.
But the truth is, it's Liverpool against Manchester United at Old Trafford. They won by the odd goal. Yes, form is a part of it, but Manchester United, if that is the best they can do, they should be putting their hat a little bit higher.
But they were actually really, really good, though.
They did play well.
They were good, and that would be the frustrating thing for me as if I was a United fan, that we can be that good.
The real test is Southampton away, because it's all good, you know, playing that way and getting up for it against Liverpool, but if you can't follow it up by beating Southampton at St Mary's, then what's the point? Yeah,
because if they go and lose, then you've lost. You've lost to Liverpool, beat Southampton, in whatever way around it is, your status quo still remains the same. I mean, as a Liverpool fan, though, it wasn't the greatest performance. Not going to make excuses about personnel and injuries. We had a good enough team on the pitch. We had chances. We didn't take the chances.
I think when I look at that game, it did feel like it was a perfect game for someone like Marcus Rashford, despite him not being in the form that we know he can get into. But
he's back, baby.
But
so happy for him.
Was this not a trademark Marcus Rashford goal?
Yeah,
running in behind Trent.
Too quick. It's too quick.
Gomez.
I don't think it's. I think he enjoys playing against Liverpool. He enjoys the high line.
He enjoys that channel, innit?
Enjoys playing on the left-hand side against Trent. He feels that, you know, early in Trent's career, he came up against Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford gave him a torrid time. Trent's gone on to become a world-class fullback since. Let's not worry about it. But what happens in football, there's some stadia, there's some games that you just enjoy.
Some bogey guys, isn't it?
And this is Marcus Rashford's game. I think there's one Manchester United player that's scored more in that squad against Liverpool. He loves the game. Very good finish. Hopefully that can propel him on.
I am happy for him, because I feel like he got a lot of stick recently for all the stuff he's doing off the field, and people saying that's taken away from his focus. So I think a goal like that can give him so much confidence.
Liv, did you say that's his first goal since January in the Premier League?
And he's not.
Maybe
he's a great player.
Kickstart.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, it's a kickstart. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, one very famous United fan was at the game at Old Trafford on Monday night. Take a look at this. I absolutely love.
You hear that?
That
you gotta let the goats be the goats, bro.
You still got time, man. You're still a lamb. You got time to turn into a goat.
I just absolutely love that man, Stormzy, has probably sold out venues all around England, Europe, the world, and he says he's made it when he's on Sky Sports pitch side after a Man United
game. But that's
game.
the thing. Everyone's a fan. It doesn't matter that he's a global
who you
icon.
Are.
He's a football fan, just like the rest of us. And when he sees Gary Neville, Roy Keane...
How excited he got when he was standing there. It was so good.
I'm going to put Stormzy up there as one of my favourite UK recording artists of all time. He's such a very cool guy. Other than the fact he supports Manchester United, what an unbelievable rapper. So...